Do you know why China has initiated Belt and Road Initiative? Do you know how China is debt trapping smaller and developing countries in the world? Do you know why India did not join Belt and Road Initiative? Do you know why our neighbors are struggling at the hands of China? To know more about it, please stay with me next 10 minutes. I'm Sadish. Before I jump into today's topic, I would like to share a small story with you which is very much relevant for today's topic. The Greeks were fighting to enter the city of Troy, and for many years they could not do it. Finally, the Greeks decided to send a surprise gift to Troy. Actually, it's a wooden horse. It's not a gift, it's a trap. Once the wooden horse entered the city of Troy, the Troyes opened the door for the wooden horse. All of a sudden, the hidden soldiers came out of the wooden horse and destroyed the city of Troy. From this day, this wooden horse is called Trojan horse. In our story, the Greeks are the Chinese and the Belt and Road Initiative is the Trojan horse. China has initiated the Belt and Road Initiative. Now it's traveling in the form of Trojan horse across the globe and destroying the countries. Now this Belt and Road Initiative is a global development strategy adopted by China in the year 2030. It involves developing infrastructure facilities in 70 countries and international organizations. Now the main aim of this project to connect China with Asia and Africa. Now this is One Belt, One Road. One Belt refers to the land-based highway which connects China with Europe through Central Asia. And one road refers to the Maritime Silk Road which connects the China's southern provinces with Southern Asia, Europe and East Africa countries. But it involves is a multi-trillion dollar project. The estimated cost for this project is $8 trillion. The China has said at the beginning they are going to invest only $1.5 trillion. They have already invested $200 billion on this project. Now China is coming with Trojan horse. My friends, think about it. Nothing free in this world. Now China is only investing $1.5 billion for this project. Who is going to invest the rest of the money? It's very clear they're going to take this money from wherever this Trojan horse is traveling. Now, why China has started this Belt and Road Initiative? The reason why. Even before the Christ era, the Silk Road was initiated by the Han's dynasty of China. And silk was a major trade item and they were exporting silk from China to India, Persia and Europe. And along with other items as well. And they were very dominant in the field for many centuries. At that time, China emerged as a global power. Then in the middle, they had some problem. Slowly, gunpowder came, pirates came, Mongolian pirates came. And slowly, this Silk Road was closed in the year 1453 CE. Now the Europeans found another alternative route in 1492. That's Columbus, Vasco da Gama and so many other people came. Now many centuries later, China once again to emerge as a global power. For that particular reason, they have initiated this Belt and Road Initiative. Now, what China claims is, the Belt and Road Initiative will develop the infrastructure development in the countries which they are not able to afford it. But that's not the point. Now, just by initiating Belt and Road Initiative, China cannot be a superpower. Then what they do? What they do is they're using a strategy called debt trap diplomacy. What it is? Chinese grab land and assets in small and developing countries by lending them loan on a higher interest rate. What they do is they go to the country's leadership and they tell them, we're going to invest that much money in your country, it's going to develop your country, it's going to develop your economy, it's going to develop your GDP, it's going to develop your country's lifestyle of the people, everything. Once the money is involved, at this point of time, what you have to think is, in the world, the top 10 construction companies, the 7 out of top 10 construction companies belongs to China. The Chinese bank will issue the loan, Chinese construction company is given the contract, and the Chinese worker will come and work. The Chinese raw materials are from China. The project is, everything is completed. Indirectly, whatever the money they issued by loan, indirectly it's going to China only. Now once the project is over, they get equity in the share. Now they come up with the bill. Now the country is unable to pay back its debts. What they do is, slowly they get the ownership in this project. This is what debt trap diplomacy. They issue the loan. Once they are not able to pay back the debt, they get the ownership in this property. Now, using this debt trap diplomacy, Chinese are successfully landed in many of the South Asian countries, Africa. For example, in South Asia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Bangladesh already started. Nepal's already starting project there. And then the small islands like Vanuatu, a lot of small islands which you don't even notice in the map. They are all debt trapped by Chinese influence. Now I would like to give you a couple of examples for this debt trap diplomacy with our neighbors. One is Pakistan. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It is the biggest project in Belt and Road Initiative. Before they could start the project, the Chinese premier approaching the then our Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. See, we're going to start this China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It is starting all the way down from Kashgar to Gaudar Port. Now, this infrastructure development will take you somewhere else. You're going to dominate in the South Asia. It will change your lifestyle. Then Nawaz Sharif believed all these words, whatever Xi Jinping said, told him, and he said, this is going to be the game changer in South Asia and Pakistan. The Chinese successfully developed this China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and this is cutting down on Indian territory because India lays a claim on Gilgit and Baltistan area of POK. Now, without consulting India, they have done the corridor. They indirectly supporting Pakistan. This area belongs to Pakistan. Now the project is over. After 5 years later, now Pakistan debt trapped by China. Now they are not able to pay back the money. Now Pakistan owes $86 billion to China. Now nobody in the country is talking about the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a game changer. No. Actually, the Chinese have developed this Gaudar port just for the geostrategical benefits. Because via this route, they can bring the oil product, petroleum, through the land route via Pakistan to China from Middle East, very short span of time. They don't have to go around Indian Ocean, Arabic Ocean, Bay of Bengal, nothing. It's very easy for them. As well as, now this port is moreover handled by China only. Now Chinese have the strategic influence here. They are going to, they're going to deploy the submarines and naval ship here. Now it's a mere threat for India. Now they have access to the Gujarat, this region. Now another one is Sri Lanka. Chinese have promised Sri Lanka for two bigger projects. One is Matala Rajapaksa International Airport, another one is Hambantota Port, and they lent $8 billion of money. Now once the Matala Rajapaksa International Airport was opened, first few days few flights flown from there. After that, not even a single flight flies from there. Now it's named after one of the emptiest airport in the world. Now Hambantota Port. Now there is no business, nothing. Now Sri Lanka in a big debt burden, they are unable to pay back the money to the Chinese. Now they handed over this 1.3 billion worth Hambantota Port to China for 99-year lease. Now it's a matter of concern for United States of America, Japan and India. Because they are going to set up a naval base in Hambantota Port. Now it's a mere concern for India, Japan as soon as because they're going to monitor this area, they're going to put the radar, everything. Now it's posing threat in Indian Ocean. Now, do you know why China is very keen on African region? Because China is the largest trading partner for Africa for many years. Because most of the African nations are very poor. But this is a country with abundant of natural resource. But they don't have money to develop the technology in the country. Now, what there is, Chinese trade export has increased from 1 billion to 200 billion in last 40 years time. Now, what China is doing with Africa is, Chinese will take raw materials from Africa and the finished goods in China, they sell it in the African market. That's how they make profit out of it. Now, they are economically weak countries, they are easily vulnerable for Chinese money power. Now, most of the African nations are already debt trapped by China. For example, Angola, Ethiopia, Zambia, Republic of Congo, North Sudan, Kenya. Now, Chinese are about to take over the Kenya's immensely profitable port Mombasa. Now, in Africa, there is a small nation called Djibouti. Djibouti is the home for United States of America for the military base. It's already there. Now, China successfully debt trapped Djibouti and set up their army base in Djibouti. Now, it is only few kilometers away from where the US military base is. That is how China To most of the African countries are under the control of China because of this Belt and Road Initiative. Now, this Belt and Road Initiative is really profitable for the countries who already joined. Is it doing good for the nation? Definitely not. Because China has already said in the beginning, it is a multi-trillion-dollar project. They are going to invest only $1.5 trillion money, and who is going to invest the rest of the money? Think about it. They are going to take it from because they are going to debt trap the countries where they are landing, and they are going to take the money from there only. That's clear motive. Now, why India is opposed? That's the main point. No, because India said there is no transparency, there is no clarity, there is no openness, because there is no financial responsibility, because it's pushing most of the countries into unsustainable debt burden because of the higher interest rates they are lending loan. Now, it should be followed in such a way that it should respect the sovereignty and international integrity of the nations. Why I'm telling this point is, for example, CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, because it's built on the Indian claimed area, Gilgit-Baltistan area. Because they are not respecting our national integrity. It is direct threat for India because India needs this place. India laid claim on it. Definitely, India have to take this place one day. Let's see what's going to happen when the India attack to take this place. That's a future story. Now most of the countries are debt trapped by this Chinese debt trap diplomacy. Now the world superpower, America, they started a Blue Dot Network in joint collaboration with Japan and Australia. It's a rivalry project for the Belt and Road Initiative. Now, the main motto of this project is to save the Eurasian countries from the Chinese trap diplomacy. Now they are inviting India to be the part of it, but I don't think so. India has not accepted the invitation to become it because it's a lot of money involved project. Now, this whatever the rivalry the America said at Blue Dot Network is going to challenge the Belt and Road Initiative. Let's wait and see. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.